All right, well, hello, fifth graders. We are moving along here in chapter 2 with, I think this is lesson 2.2. Yes, it is. And today we're going to be working on what's called the order of operations. And a word that's not really a word, but we're going to refer to it, is called PEMDAS. This is basically an acronym for the order and how you do the order of operations. PEMDAS basically means parentheses, which means anything that's in parentheses. This is the order that you do things. E stands for exponents, such as 5 to the power of 2, any exponents that you need to clear. The M stands for multiply. The D stands for divide. Now I want to make something very clear, and that in the order of operations, we do parentheses, then we do clearing the exponents, but this does not mean we multiply and then divide. Multiplying and dividing is the same step, and you do it left to right. So you would actually start way to the left of the problem and move toward the right, and any time that you would see a multiplication or a division sign, you would stop and do that problem. Might be division first and then multiplication. It might just be division. It might just be multiplication. It might be multiple steps, 2 or 3. Who knows? But you start way to the left and you just move right and you stop and do any multiplication and division in order. And the same is for the AS. A is for addition. S is for subtraction. You were probably able to figure that out. And that is also the same. It moves from left to right. We stop and take care of any addition or subtraction problems that need to be done. Another sentence that you can remember: please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division left to right, addition and subtraction left to right. So PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, the first set of directions that you will get today simply tell you to evaluate the expression. And so we're going to bring our paper over here. Evaluate the expression basically means you're going to get some longer math problems like these here with parentheses, different things to take care of. And it's your job just to solve them. And you're going to use that PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So I look at this first one, and inside parentheses, I have 9 minus 6 times 4. Well, the order of operations tells me that I need to do what's in parentheses first. I need to clear the parentheses, so to speak. And so I see here that inside parentheses is 9 minus 6. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And I know that 9 minus 6 is 3. So I'm going to go ahead, and I even just encourage you on your paper, write the problem out, scratch them out, replace that with a 3, because 9 minus 6 is 3. Then the only thing left here is 3 times 4. Well, that's not hard. As a fifth grader, I know that 3 times 4 is 12, and I get 12 as a final answer. So that's not bad at all. Now, here we have a different problem. 27 plus 36 divided by 9. Well, there are no parentheses to clear, so I can skip that step. Next is exponents. Any clearing exponents? None of these numbers have exponents, so there's nothing to do there. And then it's multiply and divide left to right. So if I start way to the left, well, here's an operation sign, but that's a plus sign, so I'm going to skip over that because I'm looking for multiplication and division. Well, here's a division sign. Well, the division problem is 36 divided by 9. Okay? So I'm going to do 36 divided by 9. Well, 36 divided by 9 is 4. So I cross off the 36 divided by 9. I replace it with 4. What's left? 27 plus 4. Well, 27 plus 4 equals 31. And so my final answer is 31. Let's go on to the next one. Here I have some fractions in parentheses. 7 over 8 plus 2 over 8 plus 4 over 8 times 3. Well, the order of operations tells me to do what is in parentheses first. Inside the parentheses here is 7/8 plus 2/8 plus 4/8. Well, we need to remember what we know about adding fractions, where as long as the denominators are the same, I can just add the numerators. Well, 7 plus 2 is 9, and 9 plus 4 is 13. So I can cross all this off. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 4 is 13. And so this whole thing becomes 13 over 8. All right, well, so that leaves me with 13 over 8 times 3. So I'm going to do a little scratch work. 13 over 8 times 3. And whenever I remember, I take a whole number and turn it into a fraction. I put it over 1. There's no cross-checking that can take place. No number besides 1 that can go into 13 or 1. No number besides 1 that can go into both 8 and 3. So I'm going to just go ahead and multiply 13 times 3. Well, that's 39. Then I'm going to do 8 times 1, and that's 8. So I have an improper fraction. Remember, a fraction is just a fancy way of writing a division problem. So this is 39 divided by 8. Well, 8 can go into 39 4 times. This is where, once again, knowing those multiplication tables is very important. Now, I know that 8 times 4 is 32. If I take 32 away from 39, that tells me that there are 7 left over. Okay? Because essentially what I'm doing here, 5th grade, is I'm doing that problem, 8 into 39. Well, 8 can go into 39 4 times. 4 times 8 is 32. 39 minus 32 is 7. So I end up with 4 remainder 7. It can go in 4 times. There's 7 left over. My 8 denominator here becomes my 8 denominator there. My final answer is 4 7/8. All right, moving right along. A couple more. 17 plus 63 divided by 9 minus 11. Well, clear parentheses, first step. No parentheses in this problem. Second step, clear exponents. No exponents in this problem. Third step, multiply and divide left to right. PEMDAS, parentheses, E exponents, M and D. Multiply and divide left to right. So I start way to the left. There's an addition sign. Not going to stop and do that. Here's a division sign. I'm going to stop and do that. 63 divided by 9. Well, 63 divided by 9 is 7. So I'm going to cross that off. That's going to become a 7. No more multiplication. So now I'm at the AS part, adding and subtracting left to right. So I start here way to the left. I come up to an addition sign. I have 17 plus 7. Well, 17 plus 7 is 24. Okay, so that whole thing became 24. That leaves me with 24 minus 11, because 17 plus 7 was 24. Then it's 24 minus 11. Well, 24 minus 11 equals 13. And my final answer is 13. Last one in this section. Order of operations, evaluate the expression. 6 times 6 plus 17 in parentheses minus 49. Well, step 1 tells me that I need to clear the parentheses first. Well, I have parentheses here. 6 plus 17. I'm going to cross that off. 6 plus 17. That's going to be 23. 6 plus 17 is 23. After I clear parentheses, I clear the exponents. There's no exponents. Then I'm going to do multiplying and dividing left to right. Well, my first operation sign is a multiplication sign. So it's 6 times 23. So the first thing I'm going to do is 23 times 6. Just going to have to do a little multiplication. 6 times 3 is 18. Put the 8 down. Carry the 1. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus the 1 is 13. I get 138. For 6 times 23 is 138. That leaves me with then this becoming 138. That leaves me with 138 minus 49, which may need to be a little scratch work. 138 minus 49. Well, I can't do 8 minus 9. So I'm going to borrow from the 3. I'm going to make it a 2. I'm going to make that 8 and 18. 18 minus 9 is 9. I can't do 2 minus 4, so I have to borrow from the 1, make it a 0, make the 2 a 12. That leaves me with 12 minus 4. Well, 12 minus 4 is 8. And that tells me that my final answer for that one is 89. So 5th graders, it's all about keeping the order, breaking the problem down. Don't try to look at the whole problem and confuse yourself. Keep that order. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. Now the last part of what we want to talk about is where the directions tell you to insert parentheses to make the statement true. You're going to be given a problem like this: 47 minus 19 divided by 7 equals 4. Okay? And it's going to be your job to put parentheses around a problem. Like in this one, I might put parentheses around 47 minus 19. Or I could put the parentheses around 19 divided by 7. Around one of those is going to make the final answer 4. So let's just try this. 47 minus 19 divided by 7 equals 4. Well, if I start at the beginning, maybe it's good just to start at the left and move right, put parentheses there. And then I have to follow the order of operations, that PEMDAS. If I do what's in parentheses first, that's going to give me 47 minus 19. Well, let's see what that equals. I can't do 7 minus 9, so I'm going to borrow from the 4, and I'm going to make it a 3. I'm going to make the 7 a 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 3 minus 1 is 2. I find that 47 minus 19 is 28. That leaves me with 28 divided by 7. Well, what is 28 divided by 7? 28 divided by 7 is 4. So I want my parentheses there. Got it right the first time. All right, well, 10 plus 4 times 12 minus 6. Seems like something's missing here. Equals 34. Sorry about that, but now we got that in there. So let's think, okay, where do the parentheses need to go? Well, if I start right here at the beginning, I do 10 plus 4. Well, so I do parentheses first. 10 plus 4 is 14. All right? And there's no exponents to clear. Then if I multiply and divide left to right, that means the first thing I need to do is 14 times 12. So if I come over here and I do 14 times 12, this is where doing your math work and your multiplication and knowing all those facts is very important, because you need to make sure you're getting these types of problems right. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. Put a 0 down so everything lines up with my 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. I'm now going to add these. 8 plus 0 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. Nothing in 1 is 1. 14 times 12 is 168. Well, then if I do 168 minus 6, that gives me 162. I am nowhere close to 34. That is not where the parentheses go. So here's an example. Well, it's just going to be a little trial and error. Got to rewrite the problem, move the parentheses. All right, so instead of around 10 plus 4, we're going to put the parentheses around 4 times 12. All right, so I'm thinking, well, if I do what's in parentheses first, I do 4 times 12. Well, 4 times 12, the last time I checked, was 48. Well, now there's no exponents to clear. There is no multiplication and division left to right to do, because I just have an addition sign here and a subtraction sign there. All right, and so it's just adding and subtracting. 10 plus 48. Well, 10 plus 48 is 58. Then when I do 58 minus 6, that equals 52, not equaling 34. So once again, 10 plus 48, 58, and then 58 minus 6 is 52, but I need it to equal 34. So I'm going to write it again one more time. 10 plus 4 times 12 minus 6. All right. I'm going to go ahead now. 10 plus 4 did not work. 4 times 12 did not work. So now let's put the parentheses around 12 minus 6 and see what happens. Well, if I'm going to clear the parentheses first, I'm going to do 12 times 12 minus 6. And we're going to put equals 34 because that's what it needs to equal. Well, 12 minus 6 is 6. So far, so good. Exponents, there are no exponents to clear. Multiply and divide left to right. Well, first it's an addition sign, but now here's a multiplication sign, 4 times 6. Well, I know that 4 times 6 is 24. That leaves me with 10 plus 24. Well, that's amazing. 10 plus 24 equals 34. So in this particular problem, my parentheses needed to go around the 12 minus 6. And so you'll just be figuring out where the parentheses need to go and inserting them into the problem. All right? So that's the order of operations. One more time. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division left to right, addition and subtraction left to right. If you can remember the sentence, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, left to right, add and subtract, left to right. Have a good day, 5th grade. You guys are awesome. Talk to you later.